It was this undeniable feeling. It was like this cosmic force that pulled my brother and I together for a common goal. Pulling our strength together, maybe we could do this. Maybe he could be a professional trapeze artist. I know he wanted to be a professional athlete his whole life. And I wanted to be a filmmaker my whole life. We both had a dream that we were pursuing at the same time. And we just came together magically. It was crazy, but maybe we could catch our dream together. Being a twin just made me feel special. You know, a lot of people search their whole life for a soulmate, but I never had to because I had my twin brother. We were like this from day one. We didn't always like each other, but we always loved each other and we always supported each other. I've had a best friend my whole life. I've had someone that will always be there for me and that will always love me and care for me. We were this unbreakable bond. As far as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a professional athlete. And I always thought to myself, if I can make a living playing a game, man, would that be awesome. I was pursuing water polo at the Olympic level, and that was my dream ever since I was about 15. And I desperately wanted to make the Olympics. I wanted that to be my legacy.
But he quit pursuing his dream. His reason for quitting was simple and brutally honest.
The fear of failure. At one point, I just maybe didn't think I was good enough. You know, when I hurt my shoulder and couldn't continue to play with the national team anymore, I realized that my shot at the Olympics was over. Ever since I walked out of that theater in 1977 when I was 13 years old and saw Star Wars, I just knew that's what I wanted to do. That's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be a filmmaker. So cut to college, and I'm trying to decide what I want to major in. And so I went to my guidance counselor and we started looking at majors. She said, there's radio, TV, films. Does that interest you? And the light just went off in my head. I couldn't believe it. Now all of a sudden I get this opportunity to make movies. So I made a bunch of shorts in college, and I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. After I hung up my Speedo, I decided to go into finance. I became a stockbroker. I felt lifeless, sitting behind the desk, pitching old people to buy risky investment products. That was my life. By the time I looked back, it was 10 years later, and this body of mine had left, and I'd gained 15 pounds, and by that time I felt it was just too late to follow my dream. After film school, I went out in the world and I tried to find a job in the film industry, and I just had no luck. I just, like thousands of other people that want to get in film, trying to get jobs, can't get jobs, so what do? So what I did was I got a job as a ferry boat deckhand. I worked on the docks in Long Beach, California. I did it for 13 years. I desperately wanted to be a filmmaker. I don't know what frightened me, but I was stuck for a lot of years. I don't know if it was a fear of failure or a fear of success, probably a little bit of both. I just knew at some point that I had to break out. I had to take a risk. Well, my life got turned upside down on a chance meeting with an old friend of mine in a bar. A guy named Sean McFarlane, an old water polo buddy. Hadn't seen the guy in like 5 years. He walks into my local bar, and I'm like, Sean, what's up? And he told me, I just came back from the Dominican Republic. I was like, what? Yeah, I've been working at Club Med as a sports instructor. And here he is talking about all these adventures, and my mind just started swooning. It just sparked a reaction in me. And I just felt compelled to act, compelled to change my life. And literally within the next week, I had an interview with Club Med. I flew up to San Francisco from LA. Pretty much got the job on the spot. 2 weeks later, I was working on the beach in the Bahamas, in Turks and Caicos, one of the most beautiful islands in the world. I stuck my stuff in my room and started walking around the village, and I heard some music and saw some lights and started walking towards it. And there was a flying trapeze show going on. I had an epiphany. I said, this is amazing. This is me. This is what I should be doing.
Being involved in the trapeze for the number of years I have, as soon as I saw Brian, I walked straight to the guy within the minute and asked him to come and try the trapeze and play.
He was learning trapeze, so he was still working on the beach. His hands were all ripped up, and he was still swimming every day in salt water, and then going to trapeze after that every day and just working like a dog. And I could see right away that it was really a passion for him, something he really wanted to do.
Attempting the knee hand catch and return. All the way from the sailing team working with us, this is Brian.
We all sat there and looked up. My hands were so tight. My heart was in my mouth, and when he finished, I was in tears. It was beautiful, and I'm in tears right now just thinking about it.
It was life-changing, for sure.
A simple knee hang trick and Brian was hooked. After 6 months of practice, Brian earned a spot on the circus team and began performing in the weekly trapeze show. And just when I thought I had lost my brother to paradise forever, I received a call. He was coming home. Brian had come back to LA to train with Richie Guyona, a world-class trapeze artist. He was working hard to shed his safety lines, and Richie's training would prepare him for that important step.
Take it up, buddy. And you won't get that net rash. Brian's turned out to be actually a good flyer and a great catcher. And he's really stuck it out, and I think he's going to be really, really good because he enjoys it from his heart.
One of the things I love about trapeze is it just makes me feel alive. It challenges me on so many levels. You have to have guts and you have to have courage.
In the fall of 1998, Brian took a fateful trip to Las Vegas. That trip would change the course of both of our lives. He went to see his first Cirque du Soleil show, the O Show at the Bellagio Hotel.
It all just blew me away, and when I left the theater, at that moment, I had a new dream. This is the story I've been waiting for all my life to tell. The story of my brother trying to make it to the best circus in the world. Someone going for their dream. And in reality, I was going for my dream.
Cirque du Soleil, the most critically acclaimed circus in the world. The acts are jaw-dropping, and only the most elite athletes and performers make it to the stages of Cirque.
Do I have the stuff? Do I have the dedication? Do I have the physical ability? Do I have the determination to make it? Cirque du Soleil showed me what's possible. There's greatness in human beings. There's passion and wonder and excitement. And I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be that. It was going to be the test of my life.
But my brother wasn't unrealistic. He knew he wasn't anywhere near Cirque caliber yet. He dedicated the next 2 years to intense physical training just for the chance to audition. When he felt he was ready, Brian asked me to make him an audition video. We sent in the tape and hoped for the best.
I just knew deep down inside that I had this talent. If I just had the guts and the courage to follow through on it, maybe I could get my dream. And I was starting to believe it.
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, buddy, it's some Cirque du Soleil.
Oh my God. Yep. Well, this is it. You've been waiting for me last couple hours?
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Well, let's hope our videotape impressed him. Here we go. Yes! We are pleased to inform you that you've been selected to take part in the next acrobatic audition. Yes! We did it! I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Well, the big day is here, and I am more nervous than I think I've ever been in my life. And I was just thinking about the long shot. You know, I'm just gonna go in there and smile, show some personality, and just do the best I can and hope that they like me.
My number is 151 and I'm 36 years of age. My main discipline is I'm an aerialist and I want to work with the best to develop my skills as best that I can in hopes of one day performing in one of your fine theatrical productions. Boy, you're a lousy flyer, aren't you?
I made it all the way to the end. They selected me. At Cirque du Soleil auditions, we search for athletes and artists to fill various positions in current and future productions. Congratulations, you have passed the first step. I did it! Unbelievably, out of 50 athletes, Brian was one of only 5 chosen to become a replacement candidate.
Yes! Yes!
During the audition process, we discovered that he was a very open person on the artistic side of it, which is pretty unusual for our traditional catchers, which are more focused on their work but not much else. And Brian was a good mix of both experience as a catcher and also desire to explore the artistic world.
Now Brian's goal was to earn an apprentice contract. If he could make it to Montreal, he would have the chance to earn one of the coveted artist contracts and the right to appear in a Cirque du Soleil show.
It's the moment of truth. I just got a response from my town scout Fabrice Becker in Montreal, and I'm hoping this is my invite to the Montreal Training Center. We are preparing at the moment 4 catchers in Montreal and our group is full. We won't add another position. Our next training program will start June 2002. Well, that wasn't very good news. No, it sure wasn't. 2002, another year. I'm almost starting to think that maybe my lack of experience is what's holding me back right now. The fact that I'm 37 years old and I really have no performing experience at all, and I'm just wondering if they're reluctant to hire a rookie at my age. So I'm thinking what I need to do is contact Fabrice again and ask him a bunch of questions, because it's killing me just not knowing what it is they want from me. Hello, Brian. Thanks for keeping in touch. If you could gain some more experience in catching, this would obviously improve your chances for next year. So if I could give you some advice, keep on training and send us some additional video material of any new tricks you're catching. So I guess I'm just gonna have to hit the road, find as many rigs as I can and find as many flyers as I can and put together a new tape. You up for putting together another tape?
Our global journey was born on that night. He began contacting trapeze flyers around the world, convincing them to take a chance flying to an amateur catcher. Our first stop would be Paris, where Brian planned to meet his old clubmed mentor, Daniel Simard. If Brian ever hoped to be a professional, he would need to have experience performing without the safety lines. In Paris, Brian would make his first attempt.
Go on in, Daddy-o. Whoa, man! How you doing? Good to see you. I went to re-grip the bar and I missed it.
Brian and Daniel visited the famous Cirque du Soleil, the place where Jules Liotard invented the flying trapeze in 1859.
Without this place, you wouldn't have a job, and I wouldn't have a dream. You know, I've been catching for 4 years now, and I've literally caught hundreds of difficult tricks, but the safety lines have always been there. So, you know, I've just got to take my game up to the next level and show them I can, you know, catch big tricks without the safety lines. Hey, big day, highlight of the trip. Woo-hoo. Gonna go do some flying at Club Med World today.
The trick they were both going to attempt was a layout, a backflip with a straight body position.
It's a very real concern in flying trapeze, coming down the net wrong on your head and ending up in a wheelchair. And it's a reality. It's happened.
Brian froze.
There's 2 large guys in that small space. If I make a mistake, I could end up in a wheelchair.
Yes, baby, we did it. Now we're gonna try to switch, I guess, huh? Is that what the deal is? So, going from one side to the other, that's the diversity of it. It's awesome. And, Brian, how can I be the man when you're the man?
It was my first layout out of line, so I'm happy with it. You know, anytime I can take a step forward in any way, I'm happy. So right now, this trip is almost a success. If I can catch one of Daniel's big tricks, it's just gonna be awesome. I gotta accept that the risk is there. Is the reward worth it? Yeah. The thrill and excitement of flying trapeze and performing, in my mind, is worth it.
We did it. Woo. Switch back and forth. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's what we're here for. We did it.
Brian had passed his first big test. And I think the one thing that we both felt but never said, a journey had been born in the city of Paris.
I had the opportunity to hang for one of the biggest legends in the trapeze world, a guy named Tony Steele. This guy used to be a headliner for Cirque du Soleil, some of the biggest circuses in the world back in the late 50s, early 60s, and he actually made the Guinness Book of World Records as the first man to catch the 3.5 somersault. So he's as big as it gets. By the way, I forgot to mention, Tony Steele is in his 60s now. Wow, what a great setup you got here. Great.
Wait, don't tell me.
Chuck.
Brian.
You got it. So how long have you been flying now? How many years?
Oh, let me see. I'm 65 last August 29th.
65 and still flying. I love it.
Flying since I was 15.
Wow. 50 years, huh? I think you got a little bit of experience.
Most people don't last that long, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, their career is 35 years.
How was your body held up all this time? Just take good care of it?
I don't want to get religious again, but thank you, Jesus, for my magnificent body.
When I showed up and met Tony Steele, I loved him. We really connected right away. what an amazing experience hanging upside down and looking at Tony Steele in the air. Here's a 65-year-old man, one of the greats of all time, letting an amateur catcher who hasn't caught diddly squat.
Catching the half turn in the forward over earned Brian the right to hang for Tony's double.
Thanks, Tony.
He stuck his neck out for me, and I'll never forget that. Sonoma changed my life. He gave me the confidence that I could indeed be a professional catcher.
Traveling to Japan would give Brian the opportunity to catch Daniel's flyer, world-class trapeze artist Gino Farfan. If he could catch Gino's double layout and the incredibly difficult double cutaway half, Cirque would have to take him seriously.
Hey, you made it! Hey guys, we're just about to go on stage. I want you to meet Gino.
It was hard to believe after seeing his impressive performance, but Gino was sick.
Hope it doesn't get worse. That'd be a shame if I came all this way.
Yeah.
Gino's too sick to throw me anything.
We had only one day left in Japan, and time was running out. We had all but accepted that the trip was a bust when Gino popped his head into the breakfast tent.
Yeah, I took some more allergy medicine. Took a little extra. Much better. I think for some reason too, maybe the chicken soup.
That's good news, man.
We'll definitely do it today.
Sweet. Said we're definitely going today.
It's the big one, baby.
Maybe come in a little more aggressive for me.
Because of Gino's illness, they didn't have the time to practice and resolve their timing differences.
You're losing a lot of swing. Bring the momentum with you and keep your height.
Okay, let's do it again.
This made Brian's task even more difficult.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna try one more, because I know we can make it. One more, baby. We got one more in us. Gotta get this one. Gotta get it. That was a good try, man. Good try. It was late time. It's not your fault. Yeah, it was a good try, man. Good try.
I don't know why I feel so bad. I feel like a complete failure right now. Even though I caught a pretty damn big trick, I didn't really catch the one that I came here for. I don't know, man, I should be happy, but I'm not. I guess I'm just a perfectionist, and I really wanted this one bad. But that's life.
After we sent videotape of that whole year, I was fairly confident that I had reached a level where Cirque du Soleil would really be interested in me. I really quite had my hopes high that they would look at my progression over that year and say, yeah, Brian's ready.
Hello, Brian. Our group for the next general training session is full and nothing is corresponding to your file. So it's not working for you this year. Well, I didn't make it again this year.
It was a lesson to be learned. That yeah, I'd come far, but I wasn't there yet. You know, that rejection allowed me to take a look back and see what I'd done and make a plan and decide that, hey, I got to keep going with this because maybe I'm not ready.
Brian was disappointed, but determined as ever. He moved to San Diego, where he landed a catching job at a new trapeze school with none other than Tony Steele, the old circus legend from Sonoma. If anyone could take Brian's trapeze career to the next level, it was Tony.
I wanted to be with Tony Steele no matter what.
Let them know that you are there.
I wanted to be the sponge to soak up whatever that man was going to give me. Tony and I really bonded. You know, we were pounding steaks and joking.
I could have a heart attack. I could drop dead like that. This is a young man's game.
And it was in San Diego that I became a student of trapeze.
You're a nut!
I know.
He gave me so much more than just flying trapeze tips.
Another one for the resume, buddy! Thank you!
He gave me an idea of what circus life would be.
We are the cat's meow.
We are, aren't we?
We are the cat's meow.
It wasn't until I met Tony Steele that I understood what a mentor is. Someone who does it for the love of it.
Learn something new every day with this man.
Someone who's willing to pass the torch. And I felt that I was the recipient of unbelievable knowledge and passion.
That was awesome. Confidence is soaring. Thanks to this man.
Good.
This guy's gonna take me to Cirque du Soleil, man. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Brian was successful in catching over a dozen of Tony's tricks, but one trick still eluded him, mainly because it involved 2 flyers. But then I received an email from Costa Rica that would give Brian a rare opportunity. Hey, David and Megan wrote.
Oh, great.
You can come whenever you want to, but remember, we're only here for another month. We're going to start working on the passing leap today, so come on down. This is what I've been waiting for the longest time. I'm finally going to learn the passing leap. This is a big-time trapeze trick. It's 2 flyers to the catcher, passing each other in midair, and it's going to be the feather in my cap for the Cirque du Soleil resume. Tony's done it literally thousands of times, and he's going to give me all the secrets so I can go to Costa Rica and be able to teach David and Megan. And that's the big goal for Costa Rica, is getting this passing leap.
Send me a postcard from Costa Rica.
believe we're in Costa Rica, buddy? It is so hard to believe. I am so stoked to be here. This place is really a whole nother world. It is absolutely beautiful. Look at this place! Look at you guys! You guys have got it going on! Hey. Yeah! You must be Ben.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
That's
meet
my
you.
bro right there,
man.
Kev.
What's going on?
Hey,
The resident catcher here.
All right.
All right, so God, we're looking to have a good time.
We in night vision.
Yes, we are.
Have we got the possum eyes?
Yes, you do.
Okay, just got some bad news from Megan. She hurt her finger wrestling some guy last night in the bar.
You know, tomfoolery.
So it's just gonna be Ben, David, and I tonight. And we're gonna try to work on that passing leap. Get it ready.
Okay, listo. Okay.
Yeah, we looked at it today. That's good. I'm really stoked to find out that Ben and his girlfriend Francesca bought the par, and they're going to be having a grand opening next week on Saturday, and they decided they want to put together a flying trapeze show and have me catch. So we're going to have a nice little performance at the end of this trip.
So Brian tells me that they're going to have a professional show in Costa Rica in the jungle. And here I am thinking, I got to send this professional footage to Cirque du Soleil, and I'm going to shoot it in night vision. So I had to get lights to the rigs, but I didn't know how. So David told us of a hardware store about an hour's drive from where we were staying in Malpais.
You sure we're going to get a couple lights per platform?
Yep. We'll just wrap it right around so we get extra light, double up the light on the platform.
We're picking up all this lighting for the grand opening of Taboo and the show, so everyone can see the flash show.
We were able to scrape together just enough light. We got it back out to the rig.
You're the real Spider-Man, David.
And then there were power shortages. The fuses kept blowing.
Oh, come on, baby, stay. Stay. Oh, look at that last one. That last one's going. That last one's going.
Kept throwing the whole rig into darkness. I just was really scared that I would have nothing to send to Cirque du Soleil if we couldn't get lighting out to that rig.
The second string of lights just overloaded the breaker, and now the breaker's not staying on with just the one row.
Yeah, I don't know if they weakened it with the other one. It just heated it up and just weakened the spring that's inside, you know, the unique coil or whatever. And maybe that's just heated it up, and now it's not even staying on for that one.
There's always problems here with the electricity.
This is a last-ditch effort.
The Costa Rican electricity and won.
You kind of want to not leave it at that, though.
Yeah, let's do one more then, man. Let's not leave it.
Yeah, we're kind of both psyched. We can do it now, too, if you're psyched.
I'm ready to go if you guys want to go.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more.
Darn it!
Do you still have your toes?
Yeah, so I got a fresh net pedicure. Yeah, we can do a better one than that.
All right, let's do it. Let's get this one. This is the one I feel it.
All right, well, don't jinx us.
Put the pressure on.
Putting the pressure on.
He's up. He's up. Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We got it! We got it! Way to go, guys! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! The passing leap is mine! Woo! It is ours! Now we gotta get that baby in the show! Way to go, guys! Awesome! Group hug. Man hug. Sweaty Margo. Way to go. I have to somehow figure out how to get over this performance anxiety. I guess the best way to get over it is just by doing it. But I am going to dedicate the passing leap to you, bro. Yeah. Because without you, I would have never made it here. And I'm so stoked that you're here. I love sharing paradise with you, and love you, bro. I really do.
Está bien, trapecistas.
Vamos.
A new girl started flying at Trapeze High, and I had a pretty good hunch Brian had a thing for her.
My landlord just gave me my 30-day this last week, out of the blue, which happens to be awful timing because I'm supposed to be hopefully moving to Montreal in 6 to 8 weeks. You know, Costa Rica took every penny that I had to go. And so I don't even have deposit money, first and last month rent to move out anyway, so it's a real predicament.
Brian and Lisa grew close, brought together by the shared dream of going pro.
That shy little girl up there.
And before long, they had become a couple. But Brian had more on his mind than just romance. The 30-day notice on his apartment was up.
Alright, buddy, off to Swingtown. Let's go.
It was a sobering moment. My brother had become homeless in the pursuit of his dream. With no home and no money, Brian's only alternative was to sleep in the dressing room at the trapeze school.
All I have to do is kind of pull this chair out, and this thing lays right down, and it's at least a place to sleep. I much prefer being here than to have gone out and procured a room. Because I feel like in my heart that would be like admitting that I'm not going to Montreal. I don't know. Just listen to the universe on this one.
He kept his chin up and trained hard with Lisa.
Determination!
Oh, my hat's up there. Hey, Brian.
You want me to go up and get your hat? Is that what you want?
I've decided that I've had enough of this. I really need to be proactive and call Cirque du Soleil and find out really what's going on. It's about 6 weeks until the camp is supposed to start. And I know they need to be making their decisions pretty soon, so I'm just going to go ahead and contact Fabrice tomorrow morning and find out for sure and get some closure. Because I need to go get a room and some heat and a refrigerator.
Hello Fabrice, this is Brian Flint. I was calling in regards to the camp for this summer. I don't know if you've made your decisions yet.
This year we're not planning to train any catchers. So that's for the training camp. For this year I don't think we will need you.
Wow. I didn't make it again.
The bad news is I didn't get invited to go to Montreal this summer. It's going to be my intention to send my tape out and try to become part of a flying act somewhere. We're just going to have to put an act together. How's that?
Fortunately enough, Tony knew of a flying act in Florida that might be in need of a catcher.
The reason I call, I just want to, I want to put my my opinion about Brian Flint. I think he's an excellent catcher. He and his brother have been traveling all over the world, and he's become a very, very good catcher. I think you'll be very happy with him.
Okay, take care, George. All right, bye-bye now. Just got the invite to go to Florida, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to miss you so damn much.
I'm going to miss you too, Uncle Tony.
I love the man. He's like a father to me almost.
I became a real catcher here. You better tell her to stop training or I'm going to take her away and join the circus with me.
So Brian had just committed to going to Florida, and I knew that he was going all the way. And I knew that if I was going to follow the story, that I'd have to go all the way. That meant quitting my job, my secure job that I had for 13 years. I had to stop being a part-time filmmaker and begin being a full-time filmmaker. And that meant throwing caution to the wind. That meant putting my stuff in storage, getting that car on the road, and going full force with my brother. There was no turning back. It was the point of no return.
I would have to say this is the biggest leap of faith that I've taken, that we've taken in the last 2 years. Going to Florida with no contract and no guarantees, just kind of a handshake over the phone. My heart's tearing out a little bit for Tony and Lisa. She was crying all yesterday and was breaking my heart. I'm determined to go forward and make this work, and in my heart I know Sarasota is where I need to be. All right. Look at that. We have arrived at the Caceres rig. Hey, are you George?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Brian.
How are
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Although Brian had an invitation to try out, he was not yet a member of the Caceres troupe. He would need to impress George and his father Miguel before they would offer him an official position.
Oh shit, you okay, George? Yeah. Very impressed. Very impressed. That's how it's done. All right, way to go.
Very good. Very good. Sweet, man. Love hanging for you, brother. I guess triple's next, huh? Lisa's coming today, and I'm really excited to see her. So this may be an audition for her, and hoping you like her. Heck, you never know, maybe she'll stay.
I have a surprise for you.
You do?
Yes,
What?
it's in the car.
Okay. Tony! Oh my God! What a great surprise! Very cool. Look at you, scheming. Scheming. All right, well, welcome. Jeez, guys.
Senor!
I didn't even know he was coming.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Miguel and his family were the star attraction on the Ringling Show for over a decade. Miguel had mastered the triple and the 3.5, the same trick Brian's mentor Tony had pioneered. But now Miguel had handed off lead flying duties to his son George.
Ladies and gentlemen, 125 pounds of dynamite with a 2-inch fuse.
Finally, Brian was on the threshold of catching the legendary triple. At the turn of the 20th century, the circus world agreed that the triple was impossible to catch. Alfredo Cadona rewrote the history books when he caught the first triple in the early 30s. It would take 30 more years before Tony Steele's astonishing 3.5 finally eclipsed the triple. Today, the triple is still called the Big Trick, and it's hard to book an engagement without it.
It's not an easy trick to catch. It's hard. But once you get it, you get it.
Although Brian didn't catch the triple, both he and Lisa were officially offered positions with the troupe.
Well, it looks like a Europe gig may be in the near future. Miguel told us that Portugal may be the destination for our debut performance. This is what I've been waiting for the longest time, to get the legendary triple. But we got about 2.5 weeks to get ready for Portugal, and the pressure's on. And he did promise a triple to the producers. And it's going to be a long shot that we get it before we get to Portugal.
Like my dad said, you could catch one tomorrow, but don't get discouraged if you don't. I mean, it takes a while. It's normal.
The troupe prepared for their upcoming engagement. But the triple still eluded them, and it made for an unsettling departure to Portugal.
Welcome. What a long day, huh?
Very long.
Oh, hey, Cap.
Woo! Welcome to Portugal.
Look at this. This is just amazing. This is giving me chills big time. My heart's beating. This is better than I imagined. Well, the important thing is that we get a triple on tape in a performance for our video to send out. Let's do the triple on opening night. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
The troupe was in good spirits. But then they learned that their rigging had been shipped to Holland by mistake.
All I know is that I'm I'm concerned. The rigging is coming, is in Holland. When it's going to arrive here, or Lisbon, they don't know.
So we're gonna have to drive down to Lisbon and hopefully it shows up there and then drive back.
If I don't go and pick it up tomorrow, the rigging is going to be here Tuesday. So they work.
So that means we miss opening
No,
day?
no, we go back home. That's what it means. That's what it means. If we don't work, they send us back home, period.
We thought this professional debut was in the bag and it is in big jeopardy now. We can't practice right now. We're not sure when the rigging's going to get here. So it's really putting some stress in all of us that we can't get familiar with how the swing is going to go inside this auditorium here. And at this point we just got to sit and wait. The rigging finally got here. It took them 9 hours, but it's here. Now the big problem is, are we going to be able to rig it to the ceiling? When I looked in there earlier, there wasn't really anything to hang it off of. No trusses, no structure up there at all to hang anything off of. So Miguel's going to have to come up with some kind of miracle rigging job here if we're going to get this done. We're going to be up here all night, I think. What time is it?
8:15, buddy.
Show starts at 10. We haven't even got the net done. Haven't slept all night and haven't eaten. It's gonna be an interesting debut, huh?
Brian, Lisa, relax, okay?
All right, buddy, good luck on the show. All right, thanks. This is it. This is it. This is the big day. 7 years for this. I'm ready for it.
Vamos iniciar da melhor forma. Para a vossa presença, trapezistas voadores, a trupe The Fly Cáceres. Se não é demais, vamos dar um aplauso de incentivo para George.
Wanted the fairy tale ending to the opening night, but didn't get it. But mark my words, I'm getting that triple before I leave Portugal. I thought we had it and it just ripped up. I crowd was pumped for it too. They were pumped for it. I wanted that one bad. Got away.
Hard trick to catch.
Yeah.
The legendary triple somersault. Like I told you, I saw guys crying for that. Sit down and they sit in and cry. Crying because they can't catch it.
Stava quase perfeito.
You can catch a triple. It's just that the triple is running your mind like, my God, like something so big.
Yeah.
And it is big. It is big.
Something's in the air tonight. I have this gut feeling that tonight's the night we're gonna get the triple. I think the timing is perfect. We've worked everything out. George is rested, I'm rested. There's gonna be a big crowd tonight. I feel it in my bones. Tonight is the night.
O sempre difícil, triplo salto. Chamo a vossa atenção e, se possível, vamos dar um aplauso incentivo para George. Fantástico! Excelente execução dos trapezistas famosos brasileiros.
Way to go, buddy. I'm proud of you. Trapeze handshake. Yeah, buddy. Well, the quest and the resume is over. I caught the big trick.
Yay, Brian.
It felt so beautiful. Brian had accomplished what few trapeze artists ever do. He had caught the legendary triple. I didn't know if Cirque would ever give him a chance, but for the rest of my brother's life, no one would be able to take this moment from him. We returned to Sarasota and sent the Portugal footage to Cirque right away. Oh, what's up?
Got some good news for you.
Yeah, what?
You got contacted by Cirque.
You're kidding me. Hello, Fabrice. This is Brian Flint calling.
Hello, Brian.
Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. I just got your email. Sorry I didn't call you back a little earlier.
Just to give you the news, we'd like to offer you a contract for a training program.
Excellent. That is wonderful news. Finally. 3 years, but I made it. All right, that's great.
You'll be training on the flying trapeze for La Luba.
All right. Hey, well, thanks again for the invite, and I'm very psyched and looking forward to seeing you.
I'll see you in April.
Okay, great. Thanks again, Fabrice. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah! Can you believe it?
Congratulations, sweetie. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
The desire of Brian, that Brian expressed through that process by sending us updated video material each time he did something, showed his real interest in working with us and dedication about what he was doing at the catcher. And for us here at Casting, it allowed us to kind of follow his path and follow his development throughout the years.
We got it in ink.
Lisa and Brian had made the hard decision to go their separate ways, but there weren't any hard feelings. They had gone on a great adventure together. Brian had finally made it to Cirque's Montreal Training Center, and I couldn't have been more proud of him.
Oh, look at the cool statue.
Okay.
Thank you, merci. This is home for the next 4 months. Did you notice it was 2113? Lucky number 13.
All right, buddy, wish me luck.
Good luck, buddy.
Deep breath in the name of Spain. Unfortunately, I was unable to follow Brian into the training studio. Cirque had denied my permission request.
That was my low point, bar none. It had taken Brian 3 years to make it to Montreal. His dream was this close to happening. I could not film any of it. It made me feel helpless.
If you had asked me 10 years ago, when I was sitting at that desk doing stock trades, that if I'd ever be doing anything like this, man, I couldn't even fathom it. Just a few weeks before artist contracts were to be given out, I received a chilling call.
Got into a collision.
Brian had been involved in a trapeze accident.
Can you talk to me?
The ambulance is here.
I have a concussion, fractured cheek. I have to see a plastic surgeon tomorrow morning.
My God, did you escape?
I'm okay.
There's so much water.
I'm okay. Oh, shit.
Nice shiner,
Dude, that is bad. Dude, that's Rocky Balboa all the way, man. Well, it's gonna be a miracle if I get to perform in the final presentation in 2 weeks from now.
Brian's injury didn't heal in time, and he wasn't clear to catch in the final show. He was so close, but it seemed as though his dream would escape him once again.
The big contract meeting is in about 5 minutes, and I am so nervous. This whole 4-year journey comes down to this point in time, where really I think I have about a 50-50 shot at getting the artist contract, either a yes or a no, which seems to me a lot better shot than when this whole thing started, when it had to have been about 1,000 to 1.
How'd it go, buddy? Oh.
They didn't really say a whole lot
gonna have my final evaluation in a couple days. The only thing basically said was there wasn't a contract available. You may have to wait till next year. But it wasn't really a bad meeting. It was just a simple, no, there isn't a contract for you.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah. I've worked so hard and come so far. And at the 11th hour to get a no, it's just devastating.
With time to kill, we found ourselves living and working in the Dominican Republic. It was a long shot, but Brian still harbored hope of being invited back to another training formation in Montreal. At the resort, Brian was a fitness instructor, but his real job was staying in shape.
I am so nervous. I just received an email from Cirque from someone I don't know, a guy named Philippe Aguigou. And
We'll open it.
I am just flabbergasted. Okay, let's get it open. Okay, here it is. Hi Brian, I hope you're well. I would like to ask you a quick question. Are you available for a new general training contract for flying trapeze catcher position? Yeah! This is really good news. Hello, this is Brian. Oh, hello, Philip. Nice to talk to you. I am doing well, and you? Yes, I am very interested. I definitely accept a general training contract. I'm very happy to. Yeah, buddy. General contract 2006. We hung in there this last year. I knew there was an outside chance at this training camp. I knew there was a small chance, and if I just hung out and stayed in shape, that there'd be a shot. Man, I'm like weak in the knees right now. It's beautiful, isn't it? Can't believe I'm back 2 years later. Unbelievable. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lisa.
No, you have to do like this. Nice to meet you, Pasha.
All right, Pasha. Nice
I'm your coach.
Oh, really? All right. That was extremely good meeting downstairs. The guy we just met, Pasha, he was the catcher on Lanuba for 7 years. I believe he's the guy that I'm replacing, and he's here as a coach. So to me, that means that there's a very, very good chance I'm getting the contract.
Wish me luck again.
It was deja vu all over for me, saying goodbye to Brian as he entered the training studio. I had put in another request to videotape, and I hadn't received a response. And then...
Your brother will be authorized to film you in your various workshops and training sessions for a maximum of 5 hours in total in the training studios during the 4 months of the general training session. Let me know the key moments when your brother will be filming, and we'll start the process.
I cannot believe it, buddy.
Kev is on the inside. Let's go, AB, buddy.
The Grand Volant Act. It's the highest, most complex flying trapeze act in the world. At 45 feet, it's twice as high as the standard rig, with 4 platforms and multiple flyers. Stepping off the upper platform is like jumping from the top of a 5-story building. I couldn't believe it. For once, everything was going as planned. Brian was part of the training formation from beginning to end. The stars were aligning. The artist contract was within his grasp.
Wait, go!
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Je vous souhaite la bienvenue au Cirque du Soleil.
No one on the team received a contract.
It was really utter disbelief. I had felt that I had performed at a very high level. I thought that this was my time. They liked my performance. The fact of the matter was there just wasn't a contract available at that time. I was extremely distraught that was my last shot. And wondering whether I could muster the courage to make another run at it.
Back in California, Brian was left to ponder his future once again. He had heard the rumors about Cirque bringing up catchers for the sole purpose of training flyers, and Brian began to suspect that he was one of those catchers. He never admitted to me that he wanted to quit, but I sensed that he had nothing left to give. His hope had vanished, and all I could do was watch as his dream slowly faded away.
I can't believe it. I just received an email from Cirque du Soleil. It's been a long time since I heard from these guys. Hello, Brian. I would like to speak to you to discuss the possibility of a contract in Lanuba.
Oh my God.
Wow. I'd all but given up. Let's not get too excited. Let's give them a call and see what they say.
We have one of the catchers who is injured, and I was approached by the show to see if you're available and interested to do this.
Okay, well, I have to tell you, I'm absolutely available, and I look forward to taking the contract. I would love to.
They will contact you directly from the contract department to send you your contract. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Pavel. Can you believe it, Kev? The new contract. 6 years, buddy. 6 years.
I don't have a great news for you.
Okay.
We decided to go without a backup right now.
Okay. They just pulled the rug out from under me. My gosh.
I learned from rejections. If your will is strong enough, and your mind is clear enough, and your heart is open enough, that you can take what life gives you, and you can either spin it in a bad way or spin it in a good way. Maybe just the universe wasn't ready for my dream to happen. You know, I didn't want to give up, but I guess I just lost faith. So I decided that I had to make my movie. So I stopped production, cut a version of the film together, and I submitted it to film festivals, and it bombed. People didn't want to see a guy that works so damn hard and then doesn't get his dream. What I didn't realize was that the journey wasn't over. It wasn't even close to over.
Over the next 2 years, Brian clung to his dream by taking any circus job he could find. There was no tangible reason to believe that Cirque would ever call again, but that didn't deter my brother. The power of hope can never be underestimated.
Hey Kev, it's B. Give me a call back right away. I've got some amazing news. Cirque just invited me to go back to Montreal.
I'm here to help a couple of flyers. One is injured, one is new, and they're preparing them for the Alegria High Bar. Of course, they need a catcher to fly to. I have no anticipation of getting a contract this time around. There was no talk about that at all. It's really just my participation in helping these two young guys make it to the show Alegria. Well, there's a lot of excitement right now. There's a possible Mystere contract coming available. There's a catcher that's hurt on the show. They need him to be replaced pretty much immediately. It's basically between me and Sasha. We're the only two catchers here. We're the only two guys that are available. So in the next day or two, I'm going to find out whether I have a Mystere contract. Me or Sasha, 50-50 chance.
Suddenly, their training sessions had become a competition. Brian was the first to make a mistake, and the coaches quickly took note. But Sasha wasn't immune to the pressure either. It was unspoken, but this was definitely a battle for the coveted artist contract.
The competition is heating up. I think I got the best of him today, though. He did better than me yesterday, so it's a race to the end.
On the last day of the competition, even I felt the pressure. This was it. 8 years had come down to this practice, this moment. It was all or nothing.
That's all I can do. It's out of my hands now.
My mind is like a pinball machine right now. 1 second, I have this feeling of exhilaration that my dream is it's so close that I can taste it. And then I go to the extreme opposite with the feeling that, you know, all my dreams can get shattered tomorrow. I've never wanted anything so bad in my life. And it's right there. It's right there. I'm not going to get another shot at this. This is it. This is the end. To come back after 3 years and be put in this situation and to get it taken away from me, it's going to kill me.
As we walked to the contract meeting, I could feel Brian's anxiety.
Brian, I officially ask you to marry me. No. No, but would you like to go and replace Alec on Mr.
Yeah. I've been waiting 8 years for this. Yeah. Awesome.
Hey. I was waiting for this since many years.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
So there you go.
Woohoo!
I'm on the phone. He's having a contract.
I'm so happy for you, finally.
I know, finally, huh?
Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
I've been wishing it for a long time for you.
I know.
I remember when I heard about it, I was like, yes!
Hey, Kev, I got a Cirque du Soleil contract. What do you think?
I'm speechless.
Now that he had a contract, Cirque had to prepare him for the show.
13.5.
Whenever you go with your leg, think of a long leg. You really want to have a nice line out there.
Okay, it's on to Vegas, baby. Well, Kev, this is it. The
culmination of a long journey. But I'm here, I've made it. I'm just about to go into the show, catch the big act. And first and foremost, I want to thank you, bro, because without you, I could have never made it here. Without your support and your friendship, it means the world to me. And I'm doing this first performance for you, my inspiration. All right, I'm all set. This is it. I've made it to the stages of Cirque du Soleil. See you at the other side.
By the end of the show, I had broken down in tears. I cried like a baby, but I didn't care. They were tears of happiness. I couldn't help it. I had to come out from behind my camera to give Brian a real hug. It was unbelievable.
We had caught our dreams together.